Services Marketing, Part 4. In Part 4, we're looking at service quality, how it is conceptualized and how it is measured. Before we do that, let's recap on Part 3. We looked at the services mix, acknowledging that all services have some mix of physical goods to some extent or another, and intangible services. We started to consider services as a process or a form of systems, and we extended our understanding of the marketing mix to incorporate the characteristics of services, extending from the 4 core Ps to the 7 Ps of services. So now our Ps include people, processes, and physical evidence. Research into services has evolved over the decades. If we travel back to the 1960s, when services as a form of marketing and a concept was defined, at that point scholars were concerned simply with the relevance of services and identifying that services as a business were different from physical goods, and that led to defining it as an area. Moving on to the 1970s, where services marketing concepts were developed, we developed frameworks for understanding service marketing. The services marketing mix began to emerge, and service-related marketing concepts surfaced. Into the 1980s, research started to be concerned with service quality. So the idea of the service quality concept, service quality management, and service quality measurement as well. In the 1990s, the idea of the service product emerged. So we looked at productivity within services, different service factors, and service engineering and design. And today, we're concerned with service value, perceived service value on the part of customers, how customers play a part in service creation and co-creation, and process orientation of services. We're going to look at the work of Valerie Zeitamel, Parsu Parasuruman, and Leonard Berry, who have done extensive research into service quality and service management. Now, some of the stuff that they've established is that service quality is a more complex construct to understand than product quality, and that is due to the service encounter. Service quality perceptions are not objective, they are subjective for each customer, and that makes it equally challenging to conceptualize the process. They've developed different types of academic means of measuring and understanding and conceptualizing service quality, and we're going to go into some of that in detail now. We're going to look at Parasuruman, Zeitamel, and Berry's 1985 paper, where the principal contribution was this idea of the gaps model, the gap between expectations and perceptions, where customer experience happens in the middle. So in the gaps model, service quality is based on the idea that customer expectations of the service they will receive shape their perception of the actual service encounter. Thus, customers compare perceived service with expected service. Now, this includes evaluation of the outcomes of the service and the process used to achieve the outcomes. The outcomes are referred to as technical quality, and the process is referred to as the functional quality, and that was researched by Gronroos 1982. This relates to the understanding that service quality will be perceived in different ways by a customer. There's physical quality, which relates to the tangible assets like the equipment or the building. There's corporate quality, which relates to the company's brand image, its reputation and profile, etc. And finally, there's interactive quality, which relates to the encounters between the organization's personnel and its customers, as well as the contact that occurs between other customers, because remember that inter-customer contact is sometimes integral to delivering quality service experiences, like in nightclubs. Parasuruman, Zeitamel, and Berry's research uses the disconfirmation paradigm. This was previously researched by Smith and Houston 1982, And this asserts that our evaluation of service quality will be based on the extent to which our perceptions of our experience disconfirm the expectations we had when we began the experience. This is important because it's a negative foundation, which might seem pessimistic, but when we think back to the characteristics of services and the fact that managing service delivery is made challenging by the variability characteristic, actually thinking about service management from this disconfirmation perspective helps us manage service quality more effectively because it builds into the system an appreciation of the fact that services are variable and can fail. And we'll go on to discuss failure later on.